Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a review on this guitar, this Squier Affinity Strat series. It's not an American made Strat, it's made in Mexico, but I still think it sounds good. Right now we're just plugged into a Fender 15. I have no idea what this amp is. It's a small Fender amp. Jamer gave it to me, but yeah, we're plugged into that. It's really loud. This is on distortion channel. I got the tone all the way up on 10. I don't really care about the settings as long as it sounds crunchy. That's all I care about. This is what it sounds like on the thing. Maybe I can do a few like flicks and stuff. And it sounds really great. I think it sounds really great for solo. Even palm muting it sounds pretty good. And like playing chord, it sounds really loud and stuff. It's loud and crunchy. And that's really like it's kind of hard to get that kind of sound with the Strat. It's really twangy. But it sounds pretty good. You can pretty much play a lot of stuff, that requires distortion. And then, not to mention, this has like a whammy bar. I try to not use it actually. I try to just go naturally. With the rather than using the trying to do all the, but the sound is pretty good. Some maybe like some lead stuff, like. Like you can really hear like the notes are pretty clear and stuff. And for like I guess like riffs, it's not too bad. It's definitely not that bad, It sounds pretty clear, pretty rough. Now we can switch to the. Okay, no, we'll just play some more. Maybe like some rhythm, like more rhythm stuff. That kind of stuff. Hendrix used it a lot at the. But he used the. Something like that. It's too. I think it's kind of. You have to be careful with the tones, otherwise you might be too. The sound might be too saturated for what you need. The. Power chord sounds pretty. It sounds okay. And that's like the. I'm using the neck pickup for that stuff, And I guess the solo, I don't really solo on the neck pickup. It's not really my thing. But I guess if you could solo, it would have to sound melodic, right? I guess you can play some. If you want, you can even play some metal on it. You know, with the. Sounds pretty like it can be very aggressive. That's the thing I like about it. It can be very very aggressive. You know. Yeah, that's pretty much the distortion. Even soloing up here, you know the. You know, you can use it for like this. I like the Strat because you know it's very versatile the sound, and also talking about the neck. It's very very thin. It's good for my fingers. I think compared to my Ibanez and my Epiphone Les Paul, I think this is probably my favorite because the neck isn't so wide, and you can pretty much like do like funny stretches. You know, like I wouldn't think of doing it in the Les Paul. You know. Then. Well, I can't do it properly. I haven't played that in a while, but you get the point. And I know that like, you know, if you pretty much play the same guitar all the time, you're pretty much gonna play the same. You know, like especially with the neck and the way how wide the frets are. I think it's good to have like a variety of choices. So your neck, you know. You'll have a shorter neck, you have a longer neck, your frets are smaller, bigger, then your playing adjusts to those situations. And you're pretty much gonna play different notes, you're gonna play differently. You know, like this one, I think I can do that only on this guitar, I won't sound good on the other guitars. Yeah, rhythm playing, straight up rhythm it feels really good. I'm using Ernie balls right now, the regulars I think. It's gonna sound sad. It's gonna sound pretty rough. And like even like I said, like even with tapping, it's pretty good, you know. You know with the. Like if you get, I guess you get a really good amp, like a 2 amp, it'll sound nice. Like I think this is a very underrated guitar. Like I think if you wanted to, you can use it as a gig. And the thing I like about this compared to my other 2 guitars, 3 actually, the classical guitar being a Fender as well. This guitar, like for the most part, I mean, it does stay in tune. Like you can pretty much do whatever you want. Still stays in tune. You know, like all my other guitars, you'd have to lock them or you'd have to play them a certain way, and just like I wasn't feeling it. You know, I want guitars that stay out of tune. Like you could pretty much beat up this guitar, and it will still stay in tune. And which is the one thing I like, because the other guitars like you can bend them like a whole step. You know. And it'll still sound, it'll be out of tune. This guitar stays in tune for the most part. Yeah, and then I guess that's the Dirt channel. Now we can move on to the Clean channel. See, now I went out of tune. hopefully just somewhat in tune. But this is the clean channel. Like you can pretty much play it at like if you're just singing along with it, you know, with the. And I think it's versatile. Like you can probably try to play like Beatle music with it, you know. Yeah. I don't know how to play that one, but yeah, I think it's really versatile. You know like the clean channel, you can always do like the Chuck Berry stuff. Sounds in tune, and yeah, I think it's a really like you can just do whatever you want with it. And if you're on a budget and you're trying to get a guitar, I would pick this one up. Maybe one like in a different color. Maybe like pearl white and with the black pick guard. I think that looks pretty. It looks like a Charvel actually. But other than that, if you're on a budget and you just want a guitar, I would definitely try to invest in one of these. Like sure, it's not like a very expensive guitar, but it's very very versatile. You can play music from like 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and you won't be short. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can pretty much like you can pretty much do stuff like that, and it'll still sound pretty good, you know. It'll sound pretty nice. That's the clean channel, and you can even like make your own solos, you know. And this guitar is very mysterious in certain ways. You know, so I think that with the right amp, you can sound pretty good, you know, like. You can do all that diminished stuff. It's good for chords, like I was telling you, like you can pretty much, like, if you have decent hands like me, you can try to fake stuff, you know. Oh. Yeah, I forgot to do that. But you see the point. You can make these big stretches. Like, it might cramp your hands, but I think that, like, with practice you can get it. Like with the Les Paul, I could do that too, but my hands would be sore right after. My hands aren't that sore if you do a little bit of exercise stretching. It'll be pretty good. And you know, you can make chord voices like. You get the point. You can make stuff like that. Yeah, and you can just do a lot of blues stuff like. And it sounds very perfect with, you know, you can play all kinds of music with this guitar, which is why I like Strats. I think I'm probably gonna I'm obviously gonna have more guitars in the future, but like I think I'm definitely gonna buy more Strats because I like the sound. Really versatile. I think that maybe if I have one with like a Floyd Rose, I'm actually curious what it would sound like. I like going, you know, up and down with the whammy bar. I just had this guitar set up back in June, and I think it sounds amazing right now. With the clean channel, I don't really use a clean channel on this guitar actually. I just I just go with the dirty channel, and it sounds good. You know, with the dirty channel, I just play a lot of hard rock, heavy metal riffs, because that's usually what I do. But yeah, that's pretty much this guitar. Like, if you have any more questions, you can ask. But I would recommend getting this guitar.